Oh, hi there. I'm LJ with today's Adventure Stop. I see you've joined me here at home. Well, today I have a home vlog for you. I'm just gonna do a little cooking. I'm gonna make some traditional spaghetti with meat sauce. Are you ready for today's adventure? Join me. Come on, let's go. So I'm a little limited on my space here in the little place that I rent, and I have to make use of what I have here. So I got this little extension cord. I'm gonna plug it on in. And that's gonna power up my little food chopper because I don't like to cut onions. I don't know about you, but what I do is I have this little Black & Decker chopper that I got for like 12 bucks at Walmart or Amazon, I forgot where, but this definitely saves my life and my tears. So I get that like that, and let me get the onion. All right, so I had a previous onion that I had in the fridge, and I'm gonna go ahead and peel that up real fast. And the cool thing is I'm going to just chop it up into big chunks, so this is only the very minimal chopping that I'm actually going to do. And I'm gonna load this, and again, I'm gonna say it again, bad boy. Usually that's my cat Cricket, he's my bad boy. But today it's gonna be the food chopper. Gonna load that up real fast. So hope you all doing okay. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Do me a favor and subscribe down below and give this video a nice like and thumbs up because the YouTube algorithm loves to share it with more awesome people like you from throughout the world. Hey, thanks. And so with this food chopper thing, you have to help it along and shake it up. Woo-hoo-hoo. Shake it up. There you go. Saved me all those tears. All right, I'm gonna get my bigger pot out there for that with the lid. And next, I'm going to take those chopped onions. And yeah, my hands are clean. I'm just gonna put them right into the pot there. And yeah, I'm probably gonna waste a little bit. But you know what? That's life. What you gonna do, right? But fairly clean for the most part. Got most of it out. I'm not too worried about the little scrap-a-doos. I'm gonna take the lid and do the same. All right, and then I'm gonna fire this up. But I have a little bit of olive oil left over, so I'm gonna put that in there. I had the good olive oil actually. I need to crack open the new bottle. Take a little peek in there. That's what it looks like. All right, I don't know why, but I got this spatula for $1.50 from Daiso, and it's the best thing ever. I love mixing with it. Definitely changed my life. And so at this point, even though I just put the onions in there, I'm going to take my ground beef, and this one I just chose 80/20 that I got from my local Vons. I'm gonna toss that in there. I actually used a small portion of it for some tacos the other day, but we're gonna use the rest for spaghetti. I'm gonna get a nice brown on there because what does Gordon Ramsay say? If it's gray, or something about being a gray, it's just boiled. There's no flavor. So we're gonna get some color on this. I actually like to flatten it out and just leave it in there for a little while and put that cover on. There we go. All right, so that's probably had a good 5 minutes in there, and we'll see what it looks like. Onions have all caramelized. All the fat's come out of there, and I used to drain a lot of that fat, but you know what? Fat is flavor. I don't care anymore. Definitely makes it taste a whole lot better. So as you can see, we don't have a whole lot of color going on this just yet, so we still have quite a ways to go because the onion sweated out and we weren't able to get the kind of brown crisp on there, kind of like what you do with hamburgers. So I'm gonna just leave it in there and let it do its thing. Check on you in a bit. And we're kind of at the midway point, and actually decided we're gonna do linguine today. And featuring our sauce, yeah, it's out of the jar. I'm not gonna do it from scratch. We're gonna make life nice and simple and easy today. I have the tomato basil marinara sauce from Trader Joe's. And to match, I decided to get the linguine to boil up later. But right now what we're gonna do is we're gonna season up our ground beef, which again at this point just has nothing but ground beef and onions, but we're gonna add some salt in there for flavor, and always don't pour it directly into the pot, because if you screw up and put too much, well, you can't really salvage it. So always pour it into your hand and then put it in. And I'm gonna season it with just a generous amount of black pepper. There you go. Give a nice little stir again in there, and look at that, almost all of the moisture from the onions that sweated out is almost evaporated, and we're getting down to the nitty-gritty of just the ground beef, which should be turning a nice brown color here shortly. Once that turns brown, then we can go ahead and add in the marinara and kind of let the acidity kind of come out, and the sweetness can also boil down just a little bit. So we're gonna let that simmer for about 30 minutes or so before we actually can enjoy. But this super quick, easy meal definitely kicks it up a notch by adding the onions and ground beef. It'll change your life, guys. Give it a shot. And as a little side note, as the beef was browning and everything else, I had time to wash up my chopper, and we're gonna put that away. So look, there's no mess to clean up now at this point other than this pot that I'm currently using. As a little another side note secret, I oftentimes put a jar of pizza sauce in there for extra flavor, because the ingredients shows it has a lot more things in there than actual marinara does. However, I'm gonna hold off on this time because I've never tried the Trader Joe's marinara. I'm gonna see what it tastes like just straight up plain out of the jar. So I think we're at this point where we can kind of check on this dude, and yep, we have some nice color going on the inside there. And I think we can turn it down at this point. Ooh, yes, look at that. Ooh, got some little crispy bits in there, which is perfect. That's your flavor right there, guys. So at this point, what I can do, crack open this jar of Trader Joe's. Okay.
6.5 hours later.
Take two. Open that jar of Trader Joe's marinara sauce, and without spilling it, put it all the way in.
That's what she said. Michael.
So you don't splash it. And the trick is to get every little bit of tomato out of there and flavor. All you do is add a little bit of water. And yeah, that'll go nicely in there, because you kind of need a little extra water in there anyway, because it's a little thick. Shake it up, get all those little bits out of there, pour it on in, and would you take a look at that? Nice clean jar in the end. Also the top. Nothing wasted. All right, we get in there, and this is almost real time if you think about it, because there's not a lot of cuts in between. So this is how quick and easy and fast you can make delicious, meaty marinara. All right, so we're gonna turn that down to a simmer. We're gonna cover it, because again, you're gonna let the acidity kind of work its way out of the tomatoes and the sweetness as well. Check on you later.
A few moments later.
All right, so it's been about 15 minutes now. We're going to check on this guy to see how he's doing, and he is definitely simmering away, which is fantastic. And you might be wondering, well, you have such a big pot, but not a whole lot in there. Well, the reason why is I don't like the splashing, and so if you use a taller pot like this, it keeps the debris from flying out and contained in the pot where you actually want it and need it. So at this point, it's been about 15 minutes in, like I just said, so I'm gonna get a second pot, and it's about a third to a half full there, and I'm gonna turn it on high. And the secret to making perfect al dente pasta is getting your water completely boiled first, and then whatever the directions say on the package, like some say 9 to 10 minutes, this one here from Trader Joe's in particular, It also depends on the type of pasta as well. So this is a true product of Italy, so it says, so I will believe it. And it says to boil it for 7 to 8 minutes. I set my timer exactly and then pull it off the heat and pull the noodles out, because that's how you're able to cook it exactly al dente according to the instructions. I'm not a chef by any means, but I do like to cook delicious food. But one of the key things that most chefs, including Gordon Ramsay, would always say is always taste your food in between. There you go, perfect. Exactly the way I always make it. Again, it still has a little bit of the sweetness to it and the acidity from the tomatoes, because it needs a little bit more simmering to draw that out. And as the sauce continues to simmer, it is looking quite delicious there. The water is coming to a rapid boil. This is a quick and easy meal. This is what I like to do, because literally in about an hour from start to finish, you can have delicious spaghetti with meat sauce, or in this case, linguine with meat sauce. And I like to do the meal prep. So in total, this portion of about 1.25 pounds of ground beef with the larger jar of marinara, with our one package, which is 1 pound of linguine, it's gonna make about 6 portions, good healthy portions. And so I have 5 meal prep containers here, which you can find anywhere. You can find this at Walmart, at Target. I think I found these at Sam's Club, I wanna say. Also Costco, you can find these pretty much anywhere. I'm gonna have my 1 portion plus my 5 portions for leftovers, and I'm good for almost the next few days for leftovers. Pretty awesome. So I'm gonna be adding the linguine in now, and sometimes you do, after it's finished, you do a little twisty, twirly thing and you add it to the plate and make it all fancy-like, but I'm actually going to just add, when this is all finished, add the pasta into the pot, mix it all up so that all the flavors gets infused into the pasta noodles, and there we go. So I'm just gonna take this and add it straight into the pot as is. I'm not gonna break it in half. Again, I'm not gonna add any oil to it. I'm not gonna add any salt, because if you keep it moving, it's not gonna stick to each other. And me being half Asian, I do everything pretty much with chopsticks. Keep moving it around and set our timer. All right, 7 minutes and starting now. And I could tell by the feel of the noodles here, the pasta, it's starting to soften up quite a bit. And as long as you keep it moving every so often, it's not gonna stick to the bottom and it's not gonna stick to each other. And we're almost at the halfway point here, and you can tell by the texture, yes, definitely a lot softer, almost ready to go. And again, what I'm gonna do is quickly dump those out. I'm actually not gonna rinse it, because it's not a good idea to rinse that. And actually there's a lot of good flavor in that pasta water. So you're gonna leave a small portion of that to actually go back in the sauce, which has been simmering here. And then I'm just gonna mix it together, let the sauce infuse in there, and serve it up, and it's ready to go. So literally in an hour, you can have ready-made pasta with meat sauce. And the cool thing was, I got this 80/20 on sale over at Vons or Albertsons or whatever it was. It was like $3.99 a pound, got about a pound and a quarter of that. The actual pasta noodles was like 99 cents, and then the marinara, $2.29. So literally for like $8, you can have 6 meals. Do you know that's my spot, right? You know, you belong in the one next to me over there, and maybe you can have a bite, because you do love noodles. But, oh, there's the timer. So let's head on over here. That's our timer to turn that off right there. We're going to shut that off. Get our little pot holders, because I don't want to burn myself. That is definitely not fun. There we go. And again, it's okay if you have some of the water left on the bottom. You don't have to dump it completely out, but I'm just going to take that and add it to the marinara. Take that, begin to mix it all up. And would you take a look at that? That's going to continue to thicken up as it cools off. I've already shut off the stove. And in about 5 minutes, it's going to be ready to serve here. All right, Crick, bounce on over. Yeah, bounce on over. Come on. Move. Move. Yeah, move. Thank you, buddy. All right, here we go. Would you take a look at that? Nice, hot, steamy, in 1 hour, quick and easy, linguine with meat sauce. Ooh, look at that. Perfect al dente. Great flavor, meaty. Let's make it a little cheesy, even though it's not real cheese. But there's already great flavor in there already. I don't know why I'm messing it up with this fake Parmesan, but we'll give it a shot. That definitely hits the spot. For like $8, you gotta be kidding me. Home cooked food is delicious. Hey, so I'm LJ with today's adventure stop. This is Cricket. Yes, you can have a bite in just a moment when it cools off. If you liked today's video, give it a nice like and thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, welcome. Do me a favor and subscribe down below. And thanks for joining me today on our home vlog. We'll see you on the next one. Bye. And that's the finished product. Still tons of meat sauce in there, and the noodles are nice and saturated. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 meal preps, and they're good healthy portions right there. Definitely a lot more than what you get in like a Stouffer's lean cuisine. All right, see you on the next one.